better off. I'm gonna find my way tonight.
Okay, very, very excited because it has just arrived.
Hello and welcome to this week's Life Hack Review. I am James Anthony and today I am reviewing the all-new iPhone 12 Pro, and I can't tell you how excited I was when this came through the doors. It looks incredible. Just check out some of these clips right now.
Okay, the most important part, of course, is the part where you take it out of the packaging. You know that sort of squishiness? You get that woof, that feeling where the air suddenly dissipates. Just at the end, it comes off, and here we go. There we go. That is the new iPhone 12 Pro. With the LiDAR scanner and the flash, 3 cameras. Let's lift this out. Ooh, how different does this feel? And there we go. So, first thoughts of how this feels comparing to holding the other iPhone in my hand right this second. And it certainly, it immediately feels more premium. It feels thicker around the edges, which it is because it's flat bezel. It feels like it fits my hand better. It feels heavier, noticeably heavier than my other phone. It almost feels the same weight as my other phone with the case attached to it. But I don't care. The bezel seems incredible. I do prefer this, I think. The way, straight away, it feels like it grips my hand better. Hello.
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure if I really needed this iPhone or not, as I was an owner of an iPhone 11 Pro, and I thought, is there going to be much difference between this one and that one? And boy am I surprised, and I will tell you why in just a moment. Make sure that you click subscribe and click the alert button to this channel. Please share it. It's a brand new channel and we need as many people viewing it as possible. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Okay, in a few moments we're going to go into my living room and we're going to do a few side-by-side shots, videos, photographs to compare the two phones. But the most important thing is, am I happy with my upgrade from the iPhone 11 Pro up to this? I was very close not to do it, but I decided in the end to go for it, mainly because every year I buy my iPhones outright. And when you buy an iPhone outright, it still holds its value pretty well at the end of the year. So rather than paying £40 odd a month, £45 a month, I am paying just a bare minimum SIM-only deal, and I find that £17 saves me way more than going on that monthly thing. So I always recommend that if you can buy a phone outright, you do save a lot of money. So there's 2 reasons why I think you should upgrade if it's even slightly on your mind. One is if you like videos and photographs, then the new iPhone is phenomenal. If you like speed, then this phone is phenomenal. And there's a third thing probably, is the design. The design really fits your hand superbly. It feels amazing. It feels more premium than the previous iPhone. And that's mainly down to the beveled edges, the completely flat sort of sides, which do look scratched very quickly, but they don't. They just it just catches the dust, it catches fingerprints like crazy. If I can show this from here, that's what it looks like from the side. And it just feels and looks way more premium than the predecessor. So this phone has an upgraded camera chip. It has better software that deals with that, so you get better photographs, supposedly. You get better videos, supposedly. Also, you have a faster focus rate because of the LiDAR scanner. And the LiDAR scanner, or LiDAR scanner, is definitely helping with the speed of this phone. It works like lightning. When just from the moment of turning it on, which is nothing to do with the LiDAR, just turning it on, instantly you're in. And it just feels snappier, so there's definitely an improvement in speed to the iPhone 11 Pro. Not a crazy amount, but certainly enough to notice. And then going into the photograph side, if I'm taking a photograph of something, it focuses almost instantly. It's brilliant. So for those reasons, I highly recommend this new iPhone. It can shoot 4K at 60 frames a second. It's got some brilliant features on it, so it is really in a class of its own. This phone is also slightly larger than the previous phone. So if we place the two phones up against each other like this, that is how much larger it actually is. It may not look like a lot, but it really makes a huge difference in the way the phone handles. For me, I didn't want a really big phone. The iPhone Pro Max, which would have been my preferred choice because it has a largest image sensor and it has slightly increased optical zoom. But I had to then decide, am I going to carry a massive, massive tablet around with me? I want to be able to go running. I want to be able to do all the things I normally do and whip out the phone and take a quick video or photograph. So for me, this was far more practical. I don't have small hands, I don't have big hands, I'm in the middle, and I just kind of find it, I need to be able to type with one hand. So for me, this phone was a no-brainer. The new thing you get with this phone is, of course, a LiDAR scanner, which allows you to 3D scan rooms, objects. Unless you're really going to be using that as an architect, or whether you're going to be using it to scan and create models, 3D models of rooms, then there's not that many applications out for it yet, but I do expect a lot more to be coming out shortly. It's one of those things that you'll either use a lot or you'll never use at all. But as I said, the fact that it works with the camera really greatly improves the focus speed. Now let's cut to a few like-by-like comparisons of the iPhone 11 and the Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro side by side. Okay, so here is a side-by-side comparison, and the reason I'm doing this now, this is set to 30 frames per second on both phones. It's the default setup and without changing exposures or anything. If I tap on the window frame, now we are both focused on the same area. However, I can't help but notice that the colours on the iPhone 11 seem to be truer. They seem to be more grey, whereas on the right-hand phone, the one I'm moving now, it seems to be a little bit more yellowy. I've made sure the lenses are clean, but there's no way of changing that without using a different program to edit the white balances manually. So that's one thing I've noticed. The second thing I've noticed is the zoom in. So the lenses on the iPhone 12 seem to be ever so slightly different. This is at 1x. I'm now going to go to -5. So let's go to -5. And notice how you're getting a lot more sofa in on the left-hand side than on this camera right here. Now let's go to 2 and zoom right in. And if you zoom right in, notice how the iPhone 12 seems to be zooming in further. So there's definitely a change within the lenses of these iPhones, and quality-wise, this is the first time I've noticed the colours so different in this sort of light, because it is quite dark in this room right now. You have to ignore the mark on the ceiling. We had a bit of a flood here a few weeks back. Here is a side-by-side comparison outside. So looking at the colours of this car, it's definitely more contrasty, more punchy on the iPhone 11. On the 12, it's just a little bit softer. And the same for the colours. The colours seem softer as well. Let's go into 2x zoom. And you can compare that for sale sign in the future. Both look pretty similar. Let's go to the telephoto. And look at the bus. Finally, here is a little bit of footage using 4K at 60 frames per second. I know this is outputted in 1080, but you can clearly see a beautiful difference in the way that the camera handles the colours. So as you can see from that, there's a couple of areas where I feel this phone, from the camera straight out, isn't quite getting the colours in the same way as my other phone is. I had the brightness on maximum, and still it just kind of seemed a little bit softer, and this was picking up maybe sharper. So kind of meeting in the middle would be nice. I'm finding that I have to use a Filmic Pro if I really want to get the high-end sort of results. But the other great thing for filmmakers and photographers is that you will be getting the ProRes raw photograph option coming later on. It's going to be released as a software update, but it's going to allow you to really dig deep and get the pure images, which will really greatly improve your photographic game. I think one of the things, of course, I would have liked to have seen with this is a plug. You don't get a plug with it, you just get the cable inside. So that's pretty much what you get. You get the cable, lightning cable, you get your little key to open it up. And by doing that, they have saved a lot of packaging, which probably does save millions of pounds. So I do have plenty of USB-C plugs. It's not a major problem, but I do like to have the original Apple USB plug. So if you're looking for a phone that's just a little bit snappier, it got great photographs. So if you're upgrading from a phone below the iPhone 11, so the iPhone 10, iPhone 9, any of those, I would highly recommend upgrading to either this or the iPhone 12 Pro, because you notice a huge difference in the photographs. I remember going to the Apple Store and comparing them side by side, and there's a huge jump. Now, if you are just taking a few photographs, Instagram and that, are you going to notice a massive difference between this and this? Not really. Photographs wise, it's not a massive difference. Speed wise, it certainly is. The slightly different size of it and the better feel of it definitely improves the user experience for me. So I am glad I upgraded this, but then I'm going to leave that decision up to you. I hope you enjoyed this week's life hack reviews. One of the things I love about the phone now is in the software that you can watch the video while on another app. So you can be emailing and watching the video in the top corner and moving it around your screen. That is a massive up for the software, which I think is only compatible on the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro and the Maxes, etc. But loving it, Apple. That's brilliant. So now it's time to go and get my Sunday roast. I hope you enjoyed this week's life hack review. If you did, please like and share and comment on this video and let us know what crazy products you would like reviewing next. From myself, James Anthony, see you again soon.
Showing off, don't wanna have to
Coming! Food is ready, so I've got to hurry this review show up. It's Sunday and food is ready, so I've got to hurry this review up.